changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with your daily dose of Chicken Soup for the Soul inspiration. It's Motivational Monday, and I have a fun topic to discuss today. This one gets me excited because I, too, need to follow the advice I'm going to share with you. So, here's the advice. Use the guest soap, right? What's wrong with us? We don't really use the nice stuff that we put out for guests. The story that inspired me is called Guest Treatment, and it's by Paula Klendworth-Scory. We published it in Chicken Soup for the Soul, Time to Thrive, and that book was filled with fabulous stories about how you can make your own life better in a small way with little tweaks, like using the guest soap. I think Paula was raised the way most of us were. She says her mom had guest soaps in the bathroom, and you've probably seen what her mom had, those tiny green and pink and yellow roses that were made of soap. Actually, to tell you the truth, I don't think the guests even used them. Paula's mom kept those little rose soaps under a glass dome, so that pretty much guaranteed that no one would touch them. So even though none of us have those rose soaps now, you know you have some other kind of newfangled guest soap. It might just be one of those soaps that looks like a piece of marble, or it might be a fancy scented one that you received as a gift, or some kind of expensive French liquid soap. But you consider it too good for everyday use. It's just for the guests. And Paula had one of those nice soaps that looks like a piece of rock. She got it as a gift from her in-laws. Her brother-in-law had actually made it himself, and it was really nice and it smelled good. So she decided she had to save it. She couldn't possibly use the nice soap herself. She put it in her scarf drawer, and she used it as a sachet. And if you're a man, you don't know what a sachet is, but it's a nice smelling thing that you stick in a drawer. And so Paula kept that soap in this drawer for years as she went from being a new bride to a young mother to a mother of teenagers to an empty nester. She was still saving the soap, even when the kids were long gone. In fact, they had been gone so long, she had converted one of their bedrooms into a craft room, and she was using the soap as a decoration in that room. And then Paula got cancer, and she turned that craft room into a recovery room. And there was that unused soap, still waiting for Paula to treat herself as well as she would treat a guest. Now, cancer has a way of cutting through nonsense and making people treat themselves better, even as well as a guest. Paula decided that she was finally special enough to merit using the special soap that she had been holding on to for decades. She carefully unwrapped the soap, which still smelled great. She put the soap under running water, and it came to life. And then Paula left her hands there under the water, making soap foam, and she felt all her troubles wash away. She said it was a small moment of pure joy. She felt pampered and loved. She couldn't believe that she had waited all those years to use the special soap. Paula says that cancer may have been an unwelcome guest in her life, but this is the one good thing that came from that visit. So from now on, she will use the guest soap and the good towels too. Yeah, I know, you don't use those either, do you? So that was a little soap for the soul, but so true. I'm not saying you have to let your kids use the guest soap, but at least you and your spouse can, right? You deserve it. Tomorrow is Tip Tuesday, and I'm going to share another story that contains advice that my husband and I both use. We're going to talk about some fun and easy ways to keep your brain young, and these tips come straight from a book that I made with a Harvard Medical School neurologist. I'm Amy Newmark. Thank you for listening to the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast today. Tell your friends and family, and show them how to listen to a podcast. Most of us are new to the world of podcasts, and we need a little help figuring it out. And if you'd like to read more about how you can treat yourself better, then look for our book, Chicken Soup for the Soul, Time to Thrive, on our website, chickensoup.com.